Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
All right, guys, day 15, and we've got, again, two real contenders here. I'm very excited about these. We have a returning favorite from last year's calendar, the Mochaccino Messiah from ToØl. And let's see here. The Mochaccino Messiah is a tribute to the early morning coffee that saves millions of people's lives every day, brewed almost like the real thing. Chocolate malt, milk, sugar, and coffee to make a real mochaccino. Comes in at a whopping
8 point something.
Let me see. I'm not seeing it in the.
Tool.
It's usually right.
This is important. Is it
7%? 7%.
Okay, it's hardly before work beer.
So it's a table beer.
Yes, it is a coffee brown ale.
Yeah, it's like afternoon beer.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was called
lunch.
Did you say it was
Lunch, yeah.
It's the coffee you have after you have lunch.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. I definitely see
Mochaccino
that.
Messiah.
Yeah, Mochaccino Messiah.
Yeah. What kind of religion is that from?
Mochaccino Messiah. It's from the
Aztecs, right?
Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
I believe that was one of their sky gods or the earth gods, probably.
Yeah,
so,
but they're into chocolates. This isn't chocolate. It's
no, but this is extremely coffee.
Yeah,
It's a coffee.
crazy coffee.
Now, hey, what do you guys consider the differences between coffee and espresso?
Well,
beer.
Oh,
I know the difference between if I'm having a, coffee or espresso, but perhaps in beer, I mean, is espresso more bitter and kind of dark, or I mean, you know how you have espresso?
I would say espresso is much more
Edgy.
Yeah, edgy.
Is it edgy? It's more edgy.
It's much more
sharp.
more bitter, sharp,
sharp
kind of flavor. Whereas coffee flavors are usually more of the rounded, you would smell a cup of coffee, kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
The coffee is strange in beer though, because they say coffee and it's such a big variety.
They say coffee, you say jump.
Yeah. Coffee.
Jump.
Coffee.
Jump.
Anyway, but so the mochaccino, I mean,
That's some chocolate in that, isn't it?
So it's chocolate malt, milk, sugar, and coffee. So it should be kind of almost like a latte. Kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like a
it's
latte.
all coffee in the aroma.
Yeah.
Well, which we should get. I mean, it is a brown ale, and personally, I think a coffee brown ale is a wonderful pairing.
Yeah.
And I love the agitation on this, and it just froths up like you would want from a cappuccino, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has almost like a whitish foam.
Yeah.
Thick foam. But it's this is weird. It's right.
All right.
Yep.
Cheers, guys. Oh my gosh. It's already today.
Man, you nailed it. It is already today. I could not have said it better myself.
Sorry, no, it just came out.
That's what she said.
Yep.
Or he said. I don't know.
First impression.
Terrific,
is definitely positive because I was afraid there would be this long, strict coffee taste, whatever. This is smooth, ending very fast.
Yeah.
There's long coffee.
If there are two boring styles in coffee, it is red ales and brown ales.
Two boring styles in coffee?
Oh, sorry, so two boring styles in beer.
Oh, beer.
Sorry, in beer.
I'm following
two boring styles in beer.
Before,
yeah, no, I'm accusing myself.
Yes, I know.
Right.
Hold on, wait. I've never had a red ale coffee, so...
Oh, you're missing out. You're really missing out on it. It's a real flavor trip.
I really want one, though.
Yeah. But two flavor styles in beer that are probably the most boring are brown ales and red ales. And I think, for me, I like a brown ale quite a bit. I think it's a really nice, rounded beer style. But I think when you add coffee to it, it just takes something kind of ordinary and elevates it into a new game.
Yeah.
If I made a brown ale that was good, I would try to hide the fact that it was a brown ale.
Really? You almost need to add something to like...
No, but like brown ale is by
it up.
definition extremely boring and sad. But there is a lot of good brown ales around.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to find them among all these red ales and brown ales that are
IPAs
fluctuating.
And, stouts and all that.
There is plenty of really great brown ales. It's like imperial brown ales and stuff. In Savoy you had a really great brown ale. I don't remember. Sierra Nevada, I think.
From the Colonel.
The Colonel makes great stuff.
There was a Colonel Imperial Brown Ale, I remember.
Yeah.
But then the other brown ale I remember was from Founders, but then it was the Sumatra. The Sumatra coffee.
coffee.
But then there was coffee.
Good.
You're right. So then that comes
Sumatra
back to
mountain coffee.
Yeah.
That comes back to your question: can there be a naked brown or a red ale?
For me, it's like Berliner Weiss. Berliner Weiss on its own is extremely boring. I mean, it's not a particularly exciting beer on its own, but it's a great base beer that you can really do a lot of stuff with. And I think brown ales have that potential as well. They haven't been exploited as much as, say, Berliner Weiss or Goza or whatever.
Yeah, and I think like there's a lot of nice flavors you could add to it, like butterscotch or cola, or there's a lot of nice flavors you could add to brown ale. But the traditional brown ale sucks. That's why, as well as all the red ales. Whoever invented red ales and didn't put red berries into it should die.
Well, we can probably blame the British for that.
Yeah, probably.
Or the Irish. I think the Irish. I think maybe the Irish.
Normally, we blame the Germans in Europe. I don't know.
No. This time is clearly a UK thing.
Let's blame Matthias.
In general, it's always the safe.
It's always
bet.
the easiest way for it.
Yeah. It's always the safe.
You know what? I mean, I find it very interesting that brown ale gets so much shit.
Yeah, why does it get
I have no idea why it gets so much shit all the time. Because I mean,
Newcastle brown ale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a gateway beer?
No.
Wait. What was it?
Newcastle brown ale.
That was my gateway beer for.
Oh my God! You drank that and you had beer again?
Yes.
I still like Newcastle brown ale.
Oh shit! No. The key to absolutely awful beer is Newcastle brown ale.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's actually, I really disagree.
No. I would say Newcastle brown ale was a gateway beer into craft beers.
That only works from lager.
If you can choose, when you go to a party and there's
not great.
Exactly, it's not fantastic. It's not great by any means at all. It's like a mediocre brown ale.
You mean you go brown ale?
Yeah. But when you go to a party at some friend's house who's not into beer, who are kind of at least thinking about, well, there's going to be people here that are into beer, so I'm going to get something. It's always the Newcastle brown ale.
Yeah, it is.
And you always reach for that if there's nothing else to choose.
No, I turn around and I go out.
Just leave your friend's house and you leave your friend's house.
This party sucks.
Are you serious?
Goodbye.
You tear your shirt and that friend is dead to you and you never talk to them again. I don't blame you. No, it's a safe
I tell them, like, if you want a guy with a flower shirt, you have to have something better than this shit.
I mean, would you rather drink a Guinness or that?
I would rather drink a Guinness.
You'd rather drink Guinness. Okay, I mean, but a brown ale, you don't.
I would still leave if Guinness was the case. But
You're right.
I'm going to have a party. I'm only going to have Newcastle and Guinness.
No,
and I'm going to invite Adrian. And Adrian's the star of we're having this party in Adrian's honor.
I'm probably the only person invited, and I'm going to leave at the door.
Yes, enjoy your Newcastle, sir.
I really don't get why brown ales get so much shit.
I love brown ales. Don't get me wrong. I have no problem.
Why knock it down?
Why has it become like the black sheep of craft beer? Why is that the brown ale?
I think it's kind of like it's just not that.
It doesn't get talked about.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a style that I don't think people have tried to reinvent that much, or they've tried to investigate and create new versions of.
And at some point in time, it was just like everything is an IPA, and anything that's not an IPA is shit. Mm-hmm. And at that point in time, the brown ale was the only other choice that you could make, and since that wasn't as good as the IPA, then that got a lot of shit, and now it's just living on that kind of presumption that, oh well, the brown ale does not taste like an IPA, it's not as hip as an IPA, so the brown ale is shit.
But the funny thing is that I'm a big fan of, for instance, Belgian doubles, which is a brown ale. But they go way over the limit. I totally agree. Brown ale is so underestimated. And I will take a local beer like the Finn brown ale is definitely the best beer Finn ever produced.
Yes.
And why Finn is on my map is because of their brown beer. Still, it doesn't meet the standards of the wonderful beer we have around us today.
Exactly.
But when it comes to, like, if you go back a few years, Leffe Brown would be pretty much the only beer I drank for a couple of years. And the Westmalle Dubbel, the Rockford 8, they're all brown beers. Absolutely. But the thing is that, you know, it's dark beer. It's not brown. Brown is very. It's an awful word. Brown. Who likes brown?
Brown.
Go away.
Yeah.
I like Charlie.
Is it a bad connotation?
Yeah.
Or something
What? Charlie
Brown,
thinks so too.
Brown ale.
Yeah.
Like why?
It's like, why did you not make it? Did you try to make a black beer, but you didn't really get all the way there, so you kind of like stopped in the middle?
Yeah. What if we call it tan?
Yeah.
I think it goes back to, I mean, the traditional brewing styles. It was easy to make based on the availability of the products that you had, and it has a long shelf life overall. So I mean, it's not too far off from like a mild or old ale. I think it's a really good beer style that just hasn't been rediscovered yet.
It's a very underestimated beer style.
And so which brings me back to this Mochaccino Messiah, which I think is a beautiful brown ale that just captures the essence of a brown ale. It has this beautiful, lovely coffee aroma and the sweetness from the milk lactose, and I think it's again an amazing, really great beer.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I'll say that this is a good example of a brown ale that is very experimental. It's not a brown ale. It's like a lot of coffee and stuff.
There's a lot of coffee. There's a lot of lactose in this.
Where I think the low alcohol black beer fails, this one works.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it's kind of like a jet black heart, but better.
Yeah, it's better because this one, the little bit less flavor, or I don't know if I should say less flavor, but less black, is working in the brown environment in a whole different level. But
is that because your expectations on a stout are different?
No, I think it is the harshness of a stout. And this one is a bit harsh for me. It's going stout with the coffee a lot and stuff. And
the stout definitely pushes the bitterness edge to it.
And once again, I'm not a big coffee fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind coffee, but it's not my main ingredient. This beer holds definitely coffee as their main ingredient, but it does it really, really well.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Yeah. This is a very good brown ale. Yeah.
So rating-wise,
once again, am I rating this from my own point of view or from the quality? This is an amazing brown ale. But I'll stick with a 375.
Yep. That's actually exactly what I was going to go for as well. I don't think it's as good as last year. I think last year it was a little bit more dense. Mm-hmm. It had a bit more body to it. It was a bit more of a punch in the face. And, well, I mean, I can't really remember if the coffee was more prominent or not. But I think today this is a 3.75 for me.
All right.
Well, I really like the subtleness of the coffee because... Like, you don't want to, like, are you going to mask the brown ale-ness of the beer? Like, I mean, with the coffee, and maybe a lot of brown ales today have coffee over the style, like, standing out with it. But, I mean, I think this is a good balance. I mean, I would definitely drink this again. I'll hold the same 3.7 on that 3.75. I mean... Terrific beer. I almost want to taste this beer without the the
mochaccino part, the coffee part.
Thank you. But if I could taste this without, I would just want to taste the brown ale-ness of it, which is, I don't know. I guess maybe is that underneath a porter? Is underneath a porter.
So what you're saying is you want a deconstructed Mochaccino Messiah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. If I could have a deconstructed version of this, that would be terrific. But I'll leave it at a 3.75. Great beer. Not much else to say with that one. But,
Okay. For me, this is my Beth Malts and Body Salts version.
Cool.
So I'm giving this a 4.25. I think this is a great beer. I think it delivers pretty much on everything I want from it. Honestly, this is one of the few things I'm like, I wouldn't mind trying this as a barrel-aged version.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty interesting to see where that would go.
I don't think I ever had a barrel-aged brown ale.
I've had a barrel-aged brown ale
the
before.
Founders one, actually.
Sumatra?
Yeah.
Is that barrel aged?
No. Yeah.
Is it?
I don't think it is. I've had
a barrel aged brown ale. No, I don't.
I've had a couple of barrel aged brown ales, and they've been really good. And I think this.
The Coffee Okie from Prairie is a brown
ale. The Coffee Okie is a barrel aged brown ale. That is really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think this is a 4.25. I think it's a great beer. I think it still holds up this year, and I think a barrel aged version would be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I mean, if you could taste these side by side with what this is now that we're tasting, and then with the barrel aged, that would be.
I think this on
really
a
fun.
whiskey barrel.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to add is that this is a fantastic bottle in the calendar. It's interesting. We're talking about.
Yeah. That's a great winter beer. You're right.
Yeah, this is a good beer, and that's where it's at.
Yeah.
All right.
Next
beer.
BrewDog's offering on day 15, right? Yeah, we're at day 15. It's the 15th of December.
It is.
It's amazing.
Already.
It's the next day.
It's amazing. All right. BrewDog is bringing the Cocoa Psycho, which I believe has been retired, but I guess they've had a little bit of stock left.
It's surprising that it's been retired, because I believe it was a pretty popular.
I know. It's not out of production.
One of their best beer ever.
I don't know. I might be full of shit.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's usually the case. But I mean, this is.
You always assume that, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually the case, so. Anything I say is usually not very rooted in facts.
You take it in a grain of salt, as they say.
But hey, you would have to take it with a whole jar of salt.
Yes, it's salt lick, as they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, this isn't a new beer, though. That's not what you're saying.
No, exactly.
It's
not a new beer. One of the first.
Is it? Yeah.
It's a 10% Russian Imperial Stout. And it is, welcome to the world of Cocoa Psycho, a liquid dimension where pure indulgence reigns. There's a lot more text in here, but I just can't be asked.
I gotta ask, what's your impression of what is a Russian?
A Russian Imperial Stout?
Yeah.
It's a stout that the Russian
Tsar
loved, and therefore it became the Russian Imperial.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the Russians ever had a Cocoa Psycho.
No,
probably not.
No. I'm almost 100% sure that this came out like 100 years after they were all killed.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm thinking. Like, the Tsar has been in bad shit for a long time. So, like the Rasputin, I get that.
Rasputin,
is that actually a style that was served to the Tsar? I don't know, but perhaps. Cocoa Psycho, definitely not. So, what really stands out in a Russian? Is it thicker?
No, I think it's just the ABV.
Really?
Because the Russian Tsar at the time preferred high ABV beers, and it was, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't, which I'm always full of shit, but it was really cold in Russia. It still is. And they would have to pump up the ABV to not have the beer freeze on the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 10% is to push it.
However, the colder climate.
And the Russian Tsar really liked the high ABV beers. Yeah. And so that's why it became the Russian Imperial Stout. Now, what makes a Russian Imperial Stout different from an Imperial Stout? I have absolutely no idea these days.
Well, I think in today's market, it doesn't make any difference. Because today's market, an Imperial Stout can be anything from 9 to fucking 15%.
No. Yeah, 15. After 15, it's intergalactic.
Exactly.
Yes. We all know that. Yes, it's a well-known fact.
Side note would be because...
So the Black Tuesday is an intergalactic stout from a brewery.
Someone who says this is an Imperial Stout, it's like 60% and doesn't know it's intergalactic, he has to be killed immediately.
Yes, you must disown them, and they would never talk to them again.
Yeah.
No, we think you guys know this probably, but from being from San Diego and working at Stone, now, Greg Cook, he's a little bit out there.
Yeah.
I've met him many times, and he's a little bit eccentric, but, in San Diego, somehow he came up with Imperial Russian style.
Yeah.
So, guys at Stone, and we would always say the IRS, we would all be like, "Oh, did you guys get the new IRS Imperial Russian Stout?" So I don't know why he switched the words around, and he's the only one I think to have done that.
Yeah.
It's called the IRS Imperial Russian Stout. So I don't know why that's different from the Russian Imperial Stout.
Probably nothing.
But nothing. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude. If you've met Greg Cook, he's a little bit.
Yeah. Well, this is an old-fashioned beer. Like this is a few years old, and Russian was a thing to say before Imperial came up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
well, because anything
that's what it could be.
Yeah.
Anything above 10%. I mean, 3 or 4 years ago, then it was a Russian Imperial Stout. Now it's just like, oh, it's an Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this one features.
That's why when Stone said Imperial Russian Stout. Like,
I don't know if that's why they said that.
Okay,
but it's
that
just
makes
like
a good
in the market now. I feel like it was 3 or 4 years ago. Everything above 10% was Imperial Russian Stout.
Imperial.
Yeah. Or Russian Imperial Stout or whatever.
Russian, but vice versa. Yeah.
But now it's just like, well, Omnipolo does their 13% Imperial Stouts, and any other brewery does just an Imperial Stout, and it's I mean,
Prairie Artisan does their.
Is it?
Prairie Bomb Imperial Stout with adjuncts, and it's just like no one uses the Russian Imperial Stout anymore.
No, so the word Russian's really just a nomenclature. There's no meaning behind it anymore.
It used to be a Russian is a strong.
Yeah,
a strong stout.
Yeah,
but nowadays it's intergalactic.
Yes.
Yes. Although there is only one intergalactic beer so far, officially.
Well, to officially use the term properly, I mean.
Yeah, I use the term properly, but of course they're like making a statement here, and everyone else making an intergalactic stout, not knowing it's intergalactic, should really get out of the business.
I agree. Yeah. So 90% of the market's really missing the.
They need
mark.
to move out like strong, so they made like 80%.
Well, that's why they're not around anymore.
Yeah, they're not around anymore because they didn't know it was an intergalactic. It seems like unprofessional.
Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, Prairie should really just stop now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, everyone knows that once you get over 20%, it's a Sputnik Imperial Stout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, the Russian little satellites.
Because, I mean, of course, you had the heavy stouts before. The Russians did the Russian Imperial Stout. And then, of course, now we have the other heavy intergalactic stout. And now, of course, the Russians need to get back with something else. Yeah. So now it's going to be the Sputnik.
Yes.
The competition.
However, there is differences. I don't know the exact words. It's like cosmonaut and astronaut, depending on where you're from. It's the same with stouts. It's like intergalactic. It's space stout or whatever. Like I'm not fully updated, but it's definitely here.
Okay.
To stay.
So anyway, this has.
It's like I'm sick of the discussion.
We have beat this horse into the ground.
Sputnik Imperial Stout. It's going to be the next big thing.
So the coffee beans, cocoa nibs, and dark malts.
And this is a Russian Imperial Stout.
This is a Russian Imperial Stout.
Yes.
It's only 10%. So.
Yeah, it's like.
So what makes a Russian?
So anyway, let's go. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Have a sip.
There's a lot of coffee in the aroma.
A lot of coffee in it.
More than I expected.
Ooh.
Oh, but that's quite nice.
That's very tasty.
Oh, it's
not
rough.
overly bitter. It's not overly bitter.
You know what? This reminds me a little bit of kind of like a session original Tokyo.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see where the Tokyo version is.
Getting like a little bit of that soy character.
I bet they had soy in this. This is like the secret ingredient. It's like the cosmonaut stuff. Once again.
This one with the Tokyo side by side, you're right. That is a funny way to say it.
I mean, it's definitely more chocolate, but it has like that kind of small soy background to it.
Yeah, I get that.
It's funny. I don't think I had this beer in like, I don't know when it came out, but like
it's quite smoky too.
6-7 years old.
Yeah. Well, it was on tap last year at BrewDog Malmo.
Yeah.
I had it there.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's out of production because I remember me being very sad that it wasn't available anymore.
That's what I feel like as well.
I used to buy this a lot.
Yeah.
And this and the Punk and the Jackhammer, it was pretty much the on the edge beer to get when BrewDog was at its best. And I don't think BrewDog really improved from that. those beers were intergalactic, and they still are in their way.
Yeah.
I think BrewDog, I think their core line is fairly homogenized these days, but I think like they still do pretty interesting things. I think their abstract line is really good, and they're working on a sour line that I'm very excited about.
Not
Ooh, the Overworks, yeah.
Yeah.
The New England stuff has been very good. The version 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
The coffee and cigarettes is pretty good. Some of their collab stuff.
You
was
hated
good.
the coffee and cigarettes.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Because it was too smoky for you.
Oh, I hated the name.
I hated
the name.
Why would you name anything cigarettes?
Yeah.
Like licking an ashtray.
no.
It's like
That's not
it
very
was
appealing.
I didn't want to try that even, but
Yeah,
I was
the
forced
name,
to
the
try
name is
it.
so off-putting.
Yeah.
But the New
But
England
it tasted
IPAs,
amazing.
but the New
good.
England
It's
IPAs
good.
have been really good.
Yeah. Well, even the Cloudwater collaborations has been really fun.
Oh yeah, those are
My
really good.
is,
That's what I said. The New England.
No,
That's the
okay.
New England version 1
Yeah.
and 2.
Yeah.
But sadly, version 1 was better than version 2. It was uneven in version 1, but when you
I agree.
pull the plug, hops flew out.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's been a discussion if you should push those hops down in the bottle or if you should remove it. And it seems like the people saying you should push it down into the bottle wins.
Yeah.
However, it was really greasy, like Amazing Ace,
Yeah.
greasy, heartburn stuff. But still, and it's nothing close to Cloudwater. That's
No,
just stupid. No.
You're right. When you say this reminds you of the Tokyo, I feel there's a lot of Tokyo in here, but
Yeah.
at a level that
does.
makes it drinkable.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I could
Yeah.
actually split this bottle between
Yeah,
2 or 3 people
I agree.
and
Yeah.
finish the whole glass.
Yeah,
This
I
is
had
more
I had a lot
yeah,
of this.
palatable.
It
Yeah.
worked.
This one.
Yeah.
compared to Tokyo.
It's not as harsh as the Tokyo.
Yeah.
You're underestimating it. I had a lot of Kokosaka myself in the days, and it works fine.
Well, you
It's
love
a
that
good-
alcohol booze anyways.
Yeah. The alcohol is never my problem. The problem is, flavor-wise, it's not my problem. But
Problem is balance-wise.
No, the problem is thickness, like and sweetness.
Yeah.
And this one pulls it off.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with this beer. It still holds up, although it feels like a bit retro. It's
Yeah.
not modern at all, and it's not very exciting. But man, I'm feeling like I go a couple of years back. This was live.
It's hitting the nostalgia sweet spot there.
Yeah. It's like this is nostalgia by huge points.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you give this one?
I'll give this one a solid 4.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4.25.
Okay,
Great.
I would also say 4
Yeah.
on this. I'll hold at that.
Also go 4.
So we have another BrewDog win,
We do have a new BrewDog win,
which
All
means
right.
that BrewDog is actually taking the lead.
Ooh,
Holy crap.
Interesting.
So BrewDog has caught up
Yay.
and
surpassed.
surpassed.
Okay, well that was day 15. Thanks a lot.